Hi. It's been,
1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side, and said, "I'm angry."
I think it's
Two, three, three,
about a
three.
month.
I know he missed two at least.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
shot.
It's either 3 weeks or a month. I don't know which it is.
yeah.
So,
Fuck that.
yeah, I'm trying.
You're trying to fuck that? Oh, I guess you are playing date everything.
Ah, yes, the personification of missed game runs.
Yeah, the scheduling curse.
Yeah.
Personification of the scheduling curse.
Yeah.
Let's fuck it.
I mean, technically, there is a
Yeah, I
character.
could stick my dick in that.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Me trying to get the game to run. I'm just saying, yeah, let's do this. And Steph's just like, no.
I'm sorry that I'm the funniest bitch in the Chili's.
God.
She can't help it. She's the goat.
This is why we cannot go 3 weeks without a game. Because Steph has been like saving them up. Like like on like a little note card or something.
It builds
No,
up
I'm
like
just like
pressure and then
this.
just
I'm just like this.
real.
I'm in a good mood today compared to yesterday, so you all get to suffer for it.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it for
Me
me. but I
too.
love it for
Thank you.
Uh and the recap is not gonna help matters anyway, because well, Trinity is still a naughty little girl who's spored. Um Piper is under watch by the HOA and marked by the stag, and Zeph is an imperfect wife.
Yeah.
But what about the
Yeah, the
conditions
whole
of the
time.
game?
True. Real.
Mhm. In terms of assignments, the Dusk Mother has two clues. So you could try answering that at a -2 about how the angel is bound to the skeleton family. But since you've ran away, you want to like leave that on reserve for a little bit. It's
Yeah.
fine.
The rescue mission for Zeph. Oh. This is gonna be really bad for her once the fight resolves. I hope everyone's ready for that. It's gonna be bad.
Hmm.
It'll
Yeah,
be fine.
we'll handle that during the journey scene. Uh, the Bowered Companion is at 3 clues. So you can answer the first question about what is the quickest way to retake the trade road, destroying the god or appeasing it. Uh, I'm not reading chat. And finally, the Sleepless Warden, which no one has gone to yet because,
It's terrifying.
yeah, I don't think people are ready for what's there.
No, that's gonna be my next stop because how to how to avoid your god husband who is just fighting like another deific entity. Obviously, you go to another place where there are deific entities wanting to fight other gods.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we should leave that one for last so that we can have the sleepless
I
warden duke it out with dear husband.
If we
Maybe
do
maybe
that,
that's our
I'm
game
almost
plan.
certain that some fucking major population center is gonna get missile striked.
I mean, that's not our business. Whatever that happens, but
No,
if we
it
can get you
literally
out of,
is. It's
if we,
literally our job.
I mean,
It's your job to make sure that the place does not get missile
Hey,
strike.
custodians, why did you let war crimes happen?
listen,
That ain't got
there was a
nothing to do with
battered
me.
woman who needed help, and that was more important.
Uh,
I got all sugared up on my own cereal and got distracted. My bad.
uh, I will note that the literal last sentence in The Sleepless Warden, in terms of its introduction, is in particular, the custodians have been informed that the town is sentimental to an important adjudicator who vacationed there as a child. This assignment must be resolved with a more cautious approach.
No,
You
I don't
cannot
know.
use missile strikes to resolve your problems.
I,
I'm not using the missile strike. If the missile strike happens, that's not my business.
I,
They're using missile strikes on their own time.
I hate to break it to everyone, but I don't think Trinity Hero has a measured approach in her vocabulary.
It's okay. We've learned that Zeph is very easily able to quell and like cower.
I do feel like our particular groups is just like it's either full chaos, violence, or like the only other measured approach is just like, can we fuck the problem away? Like, can
Or
we fuck
can
the
we
problem
angst
away?
this until it hits a boiling point?
I finally took another move, by the way.
Mhm.
What'd you get?
I took Woven of Wheat.
Mhm.
Your family hallowed you, not hollowed, hallowed you in secret long ago, embedding the sacred kernels in your flesh that would one day sprout and transform your weak mortal body into something that cannot die. The changes have been subtle, layers of skin hardening like dried husk, muscles and tendons turning into supple green branches. But now you're close to your final form. So we take this move, add one to vitality, which I already did. And then if I have bleeding revelation marked once per session, I can clear all my physical conditions by describing how they grow out of my body as fruits of the harvest and how I devour them in a disturbing manner. Sorry, unsettling manner. Same thing.
Mhm. So you could just grow out the spores.
Just grow out some mushrooms real quick.
It just
Have myself. I figured since I'm the one that's always getting piled conditions, I might as well take something to help me clear them.
Mhm.
It's a good call.
Yeah. But anyways,
I'm still here. Pizza Town.
Pizza Town. That's fair.
Pizza time, pizza time.
So presumably we're gonna thrust everyone into the journey phase.
Are we
Rusting
sure? I
already.
mean,
Wow.
Unless
we
you want to go
we
back
are
to town in
we.
the
I mean, we did say we were headed to the that weird clearing for the Dusk Mother, and in fact,
oh
that's where we got the hit by the spores.
yeah, yeah.
So I think because we're in an abandoned thing there.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. Well, then we'll pick up that scene where we left off, unless someone wants to like leave.
Eventually, Zeph will go to the Sleepless Warden.
Hmm.
Unclear when.
Hmm.
I think probably after this scene, because I know that we were planning to do like a little bit of setup and
Hmm.
like in character, basically debrief on one another and check in.
Hmm. But the, basically, this is the abandoned lumber mill. Gravel roads, abandoned pickup trucks hulking in rusted machinery, log piles taller than cabins, sprouting triumphant fungal blooms. The smell of mildew, sawdust, and gasoline. But the trees themselves, they are growing feathers and they ever so slightly move in the wind. But what do you do? as you're here.
Um, feel like me digging around the lumber mill is how I got spored in the first place.
Yes.
Um,
Well, Zeph is going to have a full blown panic attack about what they just did.
Your sister is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I think because we're like all
Mm-hmm. Millie.
on ham bone. Um, so I think that like on the I can't remember if Trinity was on the back or in the sidecar.
I think Trinity was in the sidecar.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right to me. So she's Zeph is on the back of the bike. Uh, actually, should we pause and wait for Kyle?
Probably, since Kyle is not back yet.
Yeah, it's a good call, I think.
Yeah, we'll pause. I'm very proud of that transition.
I'm
It
proud of
was
my
very good.
transition too.
Mood. Well said.
Thank you. Thank
A
you.
room that entirely consists of trans people making a transition joke? Unheard of.
It's more likely than you think.
Scalped in my living room? Yeah, anyways, so what you missed is now that we're in a relatively safe location, Zeph is immediately having a breakdown on the back of your fucking motorcycle about what just happened. I think she's like hyperventilating. Her head is in her hands, and she's just repeating over and over again, what did we do? What did we do? What did we do? What did we do?
And Trinity has already hopped off and went and got spored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piper is going to simply turn around on her bike and just like pull Zeph close and hug Zeph tightly. Just like
She starts like scream sobbing.
it's all right. You let it out. Let it all out. It's all right. It's fine.
He's going to kill me.
We're not going to let him fucking touch you.
Good luck.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right. You just let it out. It's fine.
Sometimes I wish I didn't have a fucking brain to deal with.
Child, I understand that more than you could know. It's going to be all right. We've got you. You're here. You're safe. You're all right. Yeah, and I think Piper's going to be there in a way that she is not there for people that she should be, but she's going to be there for you right now.
It's definitely the mom instincts kicking in.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Like,
crazy because she looks 26 now.
Oh God,
This
I forgot
is-
about that.
Clearly a child that has not gotten enough parental love. Or actually, in fact, too much.
Oof. Oof.
A lot of familial love from a certain direction.
But yeah, I think Zeph is just kind of breaks down into completely unintelligible. Like I imagine your fucking chest is like
Oh yeah.
glistening with tears instead of with sweat.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely one of those like sobbing cries. It's just like racks your body. It's impossible to hold back.
Bully. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
I
here.
think Trinity keeps her distance, like at first on accident, because she's just always wandering around. And then once she sees what's going on, it's deliberate because Trinity knows the kind of comfort she offers is not the kind of comfort that's appropriate in this moment.
True. Yeah. I think that eventually Zeph probably like quiets down, not stopping like silently crying or sniffling, but uh it's definitely like clearly winding down.
I am going to pull out of my pack a different jacket. Not my jacket. I would never give you my jacket.
Naturally.
But I have another one. This one's got a couple of bullet holes if you care to look for them in them. But otherwise looks pretty clean. And it's maybe a little too heavy for the climate right now. It's kind of a bomber jacket with a little bit of fleece, but like I like set you down next to the bike and drape it around you and I say, "Right, I'm going to go look for supplies, going to look around and everything's going to be all right." Okay, so you're going to stay right here. We're going to figure out our next steps.
We
And
need
then
to
we're
get
going
as far away from here as possible.
Child, you're right. You're, you're, you're absolutely right. And that's what we're going to do. So don't you worry. It's going to be fine.
Don't we
And
have that war saint to deal with?
we do.
We could go there.
We could go there.
If he shows
That's
up
enough.
there, it's gonna be bad, right? So he won't, right?
Child, I can't tell you whether or not he will. But I will tell you, you won't have to do it alone. Understand?
He'll kill you.
Let him fucking try. And with that, I'm going to pat you on the head. And then I'm going to go scrounge for I believe the special move I have, weather beaten but unbowed, allows me to scrounge for quote unquote unclaimed freight in an abandoned location.
Mhm.
um and I get to ask another custodian what I find and then add it to my altar. um
Ooh,
Hell
Trinity,
yeah.
what do I find?
the lumber mill.
But you were just hanging out with my sister, so it could be something like that, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I'll just
I think,
say that
yeah,
it's a
we're
lumber mill. Let it
outside the lumber
flavor.
mill, and I head in there, and
Okay.
maybe I find it because you pointed out to me or something.
Um, hmm. It feels like a bandsaw's too on the nose, but I can see something very fun happening with a bandsaw later. So I'm just gonna straight up give you that. There
Yeah.
you go.
All
Or no,
right.
no, the blade itself, just the blade
Mhm.
that you load into bandsaw.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
guess
blade
that's just called the saw
bandsaw.
blade, isn't
Yeah, just one of
it?
the long saw blades for a bandsaw. It's gonna be like long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that like as I come in, I kind of see that glinting off in the side, and I kind of like take it, and it's because it's like one of the big kind of blades, and bandsaws like focuses on pulling that blade taut. When it's loose, it actually like almost rolls up like wire, and so I'm just like, I'm gonna grab like a spool of that basically, and have bandsaw blade there when I need it. Um, got it kind of tied off with some heavy duty twine or something that and kind of like attach it to the rest of my pack somehow.
Mhm.
And I go over to Trinity and I say, "Right, your sister is in quite a state, and we can't stay here long. What have you found out?"
Um, the bird thingy was nesting here.
Are there any like obvious prayer marks? Did it come here? Was it summoned here to this location? Do you think, or
I think
did it
this is
just
where it fled to after Captain Piece of Shit moved his house there.
right? Well, let's take a quick look around, and then I think we need to get on the fucking road. And I go to look around for a second, and then I stop and I turn and I say, Trinity, what the fuck is going on between you and your sister?
It's a great question.
We'll save that conversation for the journey scene.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
Real quick, I wanna propose that
Mhm,
we try to answer the Dusk Mother
mhm.
with a -2, and largely because I think that it would make a lot of sense for dear husband to destroy the Dusk Mother. So I feel like it would be a really nice sort of convergence of the mechanics in the game if we were to do that. We
Mhm.
have only 2 clues, so we get a -2, but
I mean,
Oof.
we do have the verse though, so we can just bump it.
Mhm.
We
yeah.
have the verse, and like we are literally. I did literally say, let's take a quick look around. We could just do a quick investigation move.
Yeah, just to give it to like a -1
Yeah.
because that's a little bit easier than a plus than -2.
Yeah. I mean, Zeph is in no place to fucking look around right now,
Well,
but
yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
we
Piper,
just chill.
yeah, Piper suggests this, so Piper gets to deal with this.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna say Trinity's also investigated Lumber Mill already,
yeah,
so
Oh, I guess
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, that's how
yeah.
you found it. Oh, there's mushrooms. It's a shortcut to what? Mushrooms. Um, yeah. I can make that roll. What is? Are we thinking insight?
Yeah, probably. And
Focus.
insight, since you're just looking around.
All right. And you don't think that any of my like we're kind of secluded
You
out here. We'll be fine, right?
your conditions don't apply for disadvantage.
Okay.
However,
I like how I asked you'll be fine and you said your conditions don't apply.
I
Oh,
have to specify this because your conditions imply other things,
oh, that's
oh
fair.
boy.
All right.
such as consequences for your actions.
I rolled a fucking 12 plus 1. That's a
Let's
13.
go. Holy fuck, we're speedrunning the conspiracy.
I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find every fucking clue. Oh,
Mhm,
over by the bandsaw. It's a signed letter with a confession.
mhm. Well, all right. I think because Piper, because of your nature, you always keep an ear out for any types of like delivery trucks, any sort of like vehicles, that sort of thing. Even like with the more quote unquote modern vehicles, which have like more mufflers, like to dampen the sound, you can still hear something driving out in the woods. But in just around taking a look like where Trinity's already looked because like your eye is just particularly good at finding strange things. I think mm, there is little bits of like nesting material that strike you as a bit odd, such as newspaper clippings that all have thematically similar types of information on it, such as accounts of miracles related to modern industry, opinion pieces on sacrificial quotas, and claims that a military recruitment angel is stealing children from rural schools.
Well, that's no good.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But your conspiracy clue. They're sort of coming out of the woods, taking a look around with like sort of a machine that has sort of like a camera, but like just a little bit older, where it's like just exposure, where you expose the lens to the site and then shut the lens to like take the photo. There, there is just this person who is has this sort of pallid, very expressionist demeanor, oversized rain jacket, just observing like the area, taking samples out of like mushrooms that are growing on nearby trees. What do you do?
You think I could sneak up on him, or is it obvious that he's seen us?
Seeing you, probably. Considering you important, not too much. He's more interested in like the sort of mushrooms that are growing in the area.
Uh, Piper hasn't met this guy.
Hmm.
I think it was Trinity that did. It's the same guy.
Maybe. Or maybe something else.
I might go talk to him.
Hmm.
And I might approach being like, "You're certainly brave, friend, especially since this area seems to have just been very, very recently vacated by something very dangerous. What you doing out here?"
Well, if I'm if I were to be frank about it, I'm actually looking for something more of a different type of route. I have a sort of a delivery that I have to make. Um, and currently, this area has been not used recently, I think it could avoid some unwanted eyes, as it were.
Right,
But
a delivery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps, perhaps you and I have, I don't know, perhaps we've been led here through serendipity.
Hmm.
I I make deliveries if that's something you need.
Yes. Well, maybe. But I truly do not want to intrude because this would be a small favor. But if you do have something else to deliver, a trade for a trade, that could be worth some time for your time.
Hmm. What does it seem like he wants?
Uh he he does take you over to like his like worn down Jeep, but like it has like seen like a lot of wear and tear. Like stuff has been prepared to like keep it up through like any sort of like terrain and whatnot. And like there is like sort of various packages and photographs of like various like routes and whatnot just to like maintain a record. And one of them has this like a picture of a shambling hulk of a smoldering peat and rotting trees, some sort of like bog saint. And that is your conspiracy clue.
Do I recognize this Jeep? I've been chased by
Hmm.
a lot of Jeeps. I have mentioned Jeeps in.
Yeah,
I recognize this Jeep,
I would give you that since like you're a Jeep connoisseur.
especially when they're
Hmm.
full of people angry at me chasing me.
Yeah. Uh, this Jeep is owned by the Skitteridge Foundation. Uh, specifically, they do work throughout like the peninsula and like they send Jeeps because like they do like quite a bit of like deliveries and they
And
sometimes
off-road stuff.
they don't want to do have the peninsula have eyes on their deliveries. So probably you may have been hired for a time or two. However, eh, different gods, you don't know exactly whether or not they always get along.
Right.
This particular person is called, gives you a name of Drench Cripsey.
Drench Cripsey. That is a name.
It's, and that's the spelling. Probably at some point, like, does shake your hand as just like as a formal introduction. Very clammy handshake.
I'm actually gonna like when that happens when he goes to shake my hand, I'm gonna palm him the golden heron skull that we got. That is like the calling card of the Sketteridge Foundation,
Mhm,
or at least that's what the High Dionysian.
mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna make a ruling right now because technically you have unlocked a new layer, which gives me a new reaction. I'm gonna say that palming is gonna count as a small favor for the Sketteridge family.
Oh,
You're getting into the good graces of the Sketteridge family. Uh, yeah. I I in particular am need to get this package delivered to a historian in Welkin. Uh, 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 Part of the Welkin's Vigil. Uh, they're part of the the Welkin Historical Interest Preservation Society, which you know that name, because that's where the Sleepless Warden assignment is at.
And that's right where I'm headed.
Mhm,
I bet I could make that delivery for you,
mhm.
and you wouldn't even have to be worried about being noticed in that jeep.
Mm.
Keep the eyes off of you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I
How
hope
big is the package?
it's a decent sized package. Like you probably should use both hands to like lift it up. Uh, Probably about between 5 and 10 pounds, but like so not too big, but also not too small.
Yeah, I take care of it and
Mhm.
stick it in the saddlebags.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna go round up the Harrow sisters and say, "Let's get out of here."
All right. Where do you all go?
We journeying.
Let's head to Welkin.
Everyone going to Welkin?
I mean, Zeph certainly is.
Piper presumably is as well.
Trinity
Yeah.
could do whatever the fuck, as she tends to.
Mhm.
I think this case, Trinity will tag along.
Mhm.
And are we still gonna
Surely out of worry for her sister.
try and answer the Dusk Mother here?
Mhm.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's see. The question is, how's the angel bound to the skeleton family? Um, Resolve it by awakening, driving away, or destroying the angel, disrupting the cycle of dependency so that the skeleton family might survive on their own again. Uh, Complexity 4, and we have 3 clues. The forest has an odd-shaped clearing cut into it. An aerial photo provided by the Skitteridge Foundation. Uh, Haphazard, excessive fortifications built from salvaged materials. That was at
At the
at the
house.
skeleton house, right? Yeah. And nesting material, newspaper clippings, accounts of miracles related to modern industry, opinion pieces on sacrificial quotas, claims that a military recruitment angel is stealing children from rural schools. So I think the haphazard fortifications and the nesting material can go together. Um, the fortifications are a result of like a severe PTSD and paranoia that the skeleton family have been, subject to. I think that they were the kids that got stolen and taken to the military installations, and the Dusk Mother probably helped bust them out, whether
I
intentional or otherwise.
Yeah, I if I can build on that, like the Dusk Mother is bound to them by their fear. I think it's their fear of like a changing world, a changing like all of the things that are changing around them with all of the trauma that they've experienced. Like their fear, I think, called the Dusk Mother to it. They're afraid of how the world has changed, how they no longer know their place in it, and a mother came to save them, and so they serve it in a way that helps preserve their, I don't know, memory of the way things used to be. But like it's that fear that keeps them bound, and it's why they barricade themselves in their own home against, the invading dear husband. It's why, they they are afraid of the logging or the sawmill that was, cutting the forest down and everything, because everything seems to be encroaching on them, and that's what ties them to the Dusk Mother.
I think we can even get the clearing. Um, I think that is like I think that might be where the place that they were taken to was, and the Dusk Mother like completely destroyed it in a way that the land is like unholy and nothing can be built on it again. The marking is like a giant prayer mark that ended up happening from when the Dusk Mother uh, destroyed the building.
All right. This sounds like a sound theory. Who would like to roll?
Pointing does nothing, Kyle.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, it's me.
Honestly, pointing at the camera on a Zoom call does mean anyone but me. It could be anyone, but the only person it isn't is me.
Also,
Yeah.
also not me because I'm the keeper.
That's
So,
true.
And make the keeper roll all of our answer questions.
All right. I'll do it. Holy fuck.
Mhm.
10.
Good.
Disgusting.
We can we're not going to be able to use the verse anyway, so we might as well fucking drop that in and bump it to a 12, right?
Yeah, might as well. Fuck it.
Mhm.
Cool. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Answer a question with a 12. The answer is correct, on 10 plus, but the events are also connected to conspiracies. Someone from the conspiracy will reveal themselves to the custodians while they are pursuing the opportunity.
Well, that tracks. We two of our fucking three clues for this were from the Sketteridge Foundation, so
Mm-hmm. What?
I think the Sketteridge Foundation are the people that stole the skeleton family, and they
Dusk Mother
engineered a
is like part of it.
situation. They engineered the situation where the Dusk Mother would be drawn to them to like test if they could do that. Like this is all a setup and an experiment, and to see that if the Dusk Mother would like rush to protect them, or if something would rush to protect them.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's a random theory.
just to see if a saint could attach themselves to a family, let's
Yeah,
say.
and
A
oh,
game
that's
theory.
gross. I don't like the Sketteridge family, like obviously, but like
Yeah, and so far it seems like whatever this is testing may be a success. So who knows? I just know that
Oh,
you're at layer
yeah.
3.
To clarify, the uh resolution here is that I imagine the fucking dear husband is just gonna fucking murk the Dusk Mother. It's
Mhm.
like God versus angel.
Oh,
There's a clear
so
power
effective
dichotomy there.
so effectively, like you guys don't have to do jack shit. The god is just gonna destroy the. That is a very interesting. Oh,
Yeah, that's what
I have an
I meant
idea.
by like
Yeah.
making the mechanics and the fiction fucking marry each other there.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see. I see. Oh, that is a very interesting proposition. I'm gonna talk about this later on the Gauntlet Discord because this is something I've not seen before, and I'm very here for it.
I have an idea to make that even sweeter, because I
Oh.
do think that like we should do something about it. But I think the thing that we do is on our way out of the sawmill, on our way out of this clearing, on our way out of all of this,
Mhm.
we fucking burn it to the ground. So the Dusk Mother has nowhere to run,
Mhm.
and therefore can only be engaged by Dear Husband and overcome and killed.
I have
Okay.
a follow up, yes, and uh we use Trinity as bait for the dear husband because we know who he wants to kill the most, and it's not
Mhm.
his wife. He wants
It's
his
not.
wife to suffer, and the best way to do that is to kill Trinity.
Mhm. So, yeah, yeah, like there is an order of operations of who the dear husband wants to kill. Trinity is at the top for sure, but then the Dusk Mother is second because
It's a more
she
pressing issue.
forced him out of his own goddamn home. Oh, that's a bitter question. I'm just considering things
Yeah,
because
because I'm
what?
thinking that if we burn the nest or we destroy the nest in some way,
Mhm.
that when the Dusk Mother attempts to flee, it will have nowhere to flee to, and dear husband will just be able to finally take it out. And it won't be our problem anymore.
Yeah,
They're already fighting at the house.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are fighting. I
this
think
just closes off the Dusk Mother's escape route.
yeah.
The girls are fighting.
So effectively, we see the scene of you three using various materials around the lumber mill because like there's feathers, there's a lot of paper. Uh oh
She spilled my soda.
no.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. And the sort of like the the sawmill like going up like a little matchstick burning away, smoldering as you all leave to go to a different assignment because, well, you do know that dear husband is fighting the Dusk Mother, corralling her, getting her cornered because she herself is a helpless creature when compared to him. And with that, the assignment is resolved, and I think we'll go on break as I signed the journey scene.
The assignment is resolved. We can use my special journey scene move, which means I need to write a second prompt. Fuck.
Or I get to
Yeah.
pick a random journey scene. Just depends on who gets done first.
All right.
Okay. So 5 to 10 minutes. The decrepit waypoints. Because I believe Zep wasn't here for when it originally got introduced, so I will read
Correct.
the introduction for this again. The Endless Rider has waypoints, hidden caches in the hills and bends of the peninsula for runners and couriers to rest, recuperate, and gather supplies to take shortcuts through otherwise impassable territory for lesser messengers. Once these waypoints were community hubs and ritual sites for the sprawling community of couriers, but now the vast majority are lost ruins in the wilderness only encountered by wildlife and unfortunate hikers. Piper is lucky to have this one marked clearly on her map. A crude stable, a nearly empty storeroom with broken crates and a cot, and a rusted toolbox that passes for a motorcycle garage are all huddled together in a small cave carved in the side of a mountain, hidden from nearly all trails. The Endless Rider sigil is adorned on the mouth of the cave. I paint the scene for everyone. Nobody wants to be forgotten, and nothing, especially not gods, ever quietly lies down and dies willingly. What changes to the land around the hidden waypoint suggest that though the relentless rider's power and influence is waning, it is determined to persist no matter the cost.
I think that dotted around the area and even a little bit inside of the waypoint itself, there are desiccated husks of other Relentless Rider uh like patrons, like other delivery people.
I think that I think that Piper notices this, that on this particular like approach, the the way to it is actually like easier to travel and easier to get to and easier to find. It's which makes it feel like it's desperate to get something, to get more traffic to these hidden waypoints.
I think some of the trees have started to grow into the shape of like the blue drop mailboxes.
Or the recall a time prompt is when you shoulder someone else's burden and the cost to you outweighed the payment, but you felt it was worth it anyways. Inside the cave, there is stacks of vehicles that merge into one another. Nude girl calendars, though this way station has a ticker for how long it's been active. And it keeps trying to add more to it, but it's at the 999 sort of mark of how many days this has been active, and it can't go up anymore. And like usual, Piper, there is another package for you to deliver.
Oh. Yeah, after Piper parks and like kind of does the same thing of just like pointing at obvious like stuff where it's just like, this is a cot. Like there might be some stuff there. Don't worry about it. I go and I to the altar and I pick up the package. How heavy is this package? What's the size?
This is a pretty small package. Seems to be has a label of fragile in it. I would say that it fits in your hand.
Is it another fucking mug for dear husband? Is it the same dimension as the package that contained the fucking mug?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Doesn't have his address on it though.
Yeah, but
But
what
however,
what address is on it?
as you as I'm considering the address, Zeph has a move to make. Uh, let's read it out. Do you want to do a normal journey scene, Zeph, or do you want to see your husband? You're muted, Steph.
Fuck.
Mhm.
Uh no, we're doing a normal one. We're not. He's busy.
Yeah, yeah. You must make the veiled move as you ignore your husband's call. What are you afraid might happen?
Uh well, he's finished up like really quickly, and so he's just gonna show up and fucking trash the place and kill everyone.
Yeah.
Like that is what Zeph is afraid of happening at this moment.
Fair enough. Roll with, mm, I think, communion, but you have
Shit.
advantage because he is busy.
All right. Uh, 8.
Hey, I'm gonna give you the condition ignoring him.
Sick.
Mhm. But you entered in this place, and the scene is yours.
Yeah, I think that Zeph immediately walks inside and like finds a spot to sit and just sits wrapping the big heavy jacket around herself until it's like you can only really see her face as if it was like an oversized blanket.
I think Piper's gonna like rustle up like there's a small propane stove kind of hidden in the back. She's gonna pull it out and start like gathering up some things to make a stew. And like once it's ready, I'm gonna go to Trinity and be like, "Right, now you take this to your sister."
What is it?
Trinity, it's a stew.
Trinity taste tests it first.
Uh oh, it tastes good, just like Mama used to make.
Trinity narrows her eyes suspiciously at Piper, anyways, and then brings the stew to Zeph.
Yeah, I
From
think
like
Zeph.
over my shoulder, Piper's gonna call out and be like, "I've only got like two bowls, so when you're done with that, I'll fill it up for the next one."
I think Zeph, she sees the bowl, she sees Trinity carrying it, and she reaches a hand out, kind of grabs the bowl, and pulls it close to her, and she looks at Trinity and she goes, "Why did you have to show back up?" Did we lose Aaron or is she just frozen?
I think we may have lost Aaron.
Oh no.
No,
A
we're,
tragedy.
we're
This
never
was a
gonna get
really
an
good spot
answer.
for the freeze to happen though.
Mhm.
Like dumbfounded look.
Why did I show back up? You motherfucker!
Oh,
Goodbye.
Ah,
Blue screen.
no.
Trinity hated that question.
This bitch has got to get her computer fixed.
Mhm.
This shit is always blue screening.
All right, we'll pause the recording until she gets back.
Damn.
We have Aaron back. Um, yeah, Zeph takes the bowl from Trinity, stares at it for a moment before looking up to Trinity's eyes and saying, "Why did you have to come back?" Why did I have to say that when you were eating a sandwich?
Why did Aaron decide to eat a sandwich while having a conversation with you?
Yeah,
The world will never
terrible
know.
idea.
Trinity chokes on some stew.
Um, Trinity looks confused. And she's like, why wouldn't I come back?
You know that you're ruining everything, right?
What do you mean?
You could have lived. I did all of this so that you could live.
What I was doing wasn't living.
It was surviving, at the least. What he'll do to you, to me, to Piper, surviving is all you can ask for.
I guess I'm greedy then, because I'm going to keep asking and taking more.
Why?
Because I love you?
You know you're hurting me, right?
It's a fucked up line. But that's how it works, right? You're supposed to hurt the ones you love.
I think from across the room, Piper like drops drops like the ladle into the thing of stew and just goes, "What's the ever loving fuck?"
I think Zeph kind of looks at Piper with sort of a sad look and says, it's the only thing she's ever known.
If you don't love someone until it hurts, what's the point?
The point is to love someone despite the hurt, not because of it, Trinity.
I don't understand the difference.
Right. I turn the stove, the camp stove off and like just leave that, and I come and I sit down in front of the two of just like,
Zeph has not had any of the stew yet.
you better eat that fucking stew or I'll feed it to you my fucking self.
No, you won't. I'll feed her.
You're going to shut your goddamn mouth.
I think I think that Zeph kind of like slinks. I imagine that they're sitting. Zeph is probably sitting on one of the cots. Um, I think she kind of like retreats into the jacket a little bit more and kind of pushes herself up against the wall that the cot is on, and very cautiously like blows on the soup and takes a single spoonful.
Right, good girl. Okay, we're going to talk about this.
Trinity's eyes narrow again when you call her a good girl.
I think Zeph
I
sighs.
wasn't calling Trinity a good girl at
Oh,
all.
I know. I
Trinity
know.
or
Yes.
oh, okay, all
I'm
right,
aware. I'm aware of who you just called the good girl in front of Trinity.
Zeph sighs at Trinity's glare and just looks between Trinity and Piper, and to Piper gives like the most like wet cat apologetic look.
I know better than most girls about the whole self-sacrifice thing for the people you love, right? The purpose of it is not that it's supposed to hurt. And I like look at Trinity specifically. It's that you're supposed to be sparing the other person that hurt. Not the hurt. The, we're not gods. Do you understand? Do you understand that we're not? We
You
don't
might not
feed.
be.
Fuck you. We don't. We don't feed off of the sacrifice, right? We don't get anything out of it. Not unless it's for something. And usually it ain't for us. So if you're gonna do a fucking self-sacrificing thing, make sure it's to stop the pain of the other person, right? Now I can't say I've never done anything that hasn't hurt the people I love. But the purpose is not pain. That fucking thing you said ages ago. That feels like ages ago at that fucking diner. Yeah, the fucking you. It doesn't feel like love if you never. It doesn't hurt. Bullshit, you child, absolute child. You are trying to build a world for yourself and each other that removes the pain, at least for the other person. And if it ain't that, then what the fuck are you even spending your life's blood for? If it ain't that, eat your fucking soup. And I go and I fill up a bowl and the other bowl, because there's only two. I fill up the other bowl and I like slide it to Trinity and I go deeper into the cave and you just hear a smash of like splintering wood. Like it sounds like Piper's picked up a crate and just smashed it against the wall.
Uh, Trinity leans over to Zeph and is like, I don't think she's stable.
I think Zeph is going to deeply frown at Trinity and say, "You really don't understand, do you?"
Which part?
Any of this. You know she's right, don't you? That's why I sacrificed myself for you, so that you wouldn't have to go through this shit that I'm going through.
But you didn't ask me. I didn't get a vote.
Too bad. That's not your call to make, Trinity.
So you get to act unilaterally, and I just have to sit here and fucking take it. Trinity moves
Yes.
dangerously close to Zeph now.
Zev just like nods very slowly, maintaining eye contact, and says, "Yeah, you are."
Um, Trinity's just slap the bowl of stew out of the way and pin Steph. Steph. Damn it, they're too close.
I think that Zeph, like, her eyes immediately widen and she begins to like nearly hyperventilate again before she regulates her breathing and says, "I have done everything for you. Everything. I took care of you when our parents wouldn't. I helped you take care of our parents so that we could care for each other in their place. I removed a god from you. What have you done, Trinity? You've shown back up after I made my sacrifice to protect you, and you're jeopardizing all of it. I have not gone through this torture to watch you die. And if you can't understand that, then I don't even know who you are."
I think I'd like to use my move right now. Um, as Trinity's like got Zeph pinned. Oh,
Damn. Rip.
rip.
We'll pause real quick.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna use my new move, Woven to Wheat. Um, so as Trinity has Zeph pinned, um, I think the mushrooms that she was spored with start bursting from her arms, and Trinity will rip them out of her body with her teeth, and the mycelium are like very obviously fused to her nervous system, which is not a human nervous system. Um, and Trinity's gonna chew and kiss the mushrooms into Zeph's mouth forcibly. And then as Zeph's mouth is full, Trinity's gonna be like, "Do I look like I'm fucking human? Do you look like anything you did mattered?"
Zeph headbutts you right in the nose.
And I think that's when Piper will expect, and another, what the fuck? God damn it.
Uh, I think that, assuming the headbutt lands and that Trinity backs up, Zeph immediately stands. The bowl of stew spills off of her lap. She spits the mushrooms onto Trinity and says, I don't love you anymore. You're not the person that I fell in love with.
I'm not even a person.
Clearly. Leave me alone, Trinity. Go back. Whatever you were doing before. You don't care about me.
I care about you more than myself, obviously.
No. You only care about yourself. You only care about what makes you happy, and that happens to be me. You don't care about my well-being. You care about keeping me around. You're no better than him. Leave me
Uh,
alone to die in peace, Trinity. I don't even care if you survive anymore.
don't worry, I
Just leave me
won't.
alone.
Trinity gets up and just smashes the bowl, her bowl of stew.
There were only 2 of those.
And now there's one. Uh, Trinity's gonna
Just fuck
storm
off.
out.
I think that Zep collapses back onto the cot and looks at Piper. Uh, says, I've done everything for that girl. She's the love of my life, Piper.
Girls are in deep trouble, huh, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I'm gonna give you a hug for a minute. And I'm
I
gonna be
think
like,
she returns the hug. She kind of says, they were going to sacrifice her. Our parents.
right.
We
Yeah.
sacrificed them instead. I held her hands as she held the knife. And something took root inside of her, and I tried to get it out, but I don't think I got it all. I couldn't save her from becoming a monster.
Hey, and when you say that, I'm going to kind of like take your shoulders pretty firmly and like make eye contact with you. Your sister's not a monster yet, right? None of us are. We're fucked, but we're not monsters. And you know what? None of us are down and out yet, right? I don't know
Yes.
how to untangle this. This is much more to untangle than I thought, right?
I think Zep, like, very humorlessly laughs at that.
But you're
Yeah.
safe right now, okay? This is hallowed ground. It's safe. That's
Thank
the whole
you.
purpose of it. You stay here. It's gonna
Piper,
be all right.
I have a favor to ask.
Right, what is it?
I know that I'm getting close to the precipice of what he wants. He'll make it so that I'm not me anymore. If and before that happens, please kill me. I don't want to live if I'm not myself.
Right, I'll do it. But you make me
I
a deal.
think she visibly relaxes and nods.
You make me a deal, right? I'm not doing that unless I'm 100% convinced you're doing everything in your power to get out. You're not allowed. I will do that favor for you, right? But you're not allowed to lay down and die. Nothing ever really truly lays down and dies, right? And not you. So I'll do it. But me agreeing to do it's not the end. We've
Okay.
still got work to do. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
I'm sorry about your bowl.
It's a fucking ball. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go find your sister. I'm
I think she
gonna go
kind of
find your sister, right?
cries a little bit and she goes, "Can I have some more stew? I dropped mine."
Yes, child. Yes. I'll get you your stew. You sit right there. And I go and I reheat the stew real quick and I give some to Zeph and I rush out afterwards and I say, stay in the cave. Don't cross this line. Like I said,
Okay,
hallowed ground. I'll be
thank
back.
you.
And I'm gonna go find Trinity. I've got some verses. Do you think on the way of finding Trinity, can I have a quick flashback?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, it's relevant, and I can combine the two flashbacks I think into one because I owe two at this point,
Yep.
but they do kind of roll into each other. One
Mhm.
is a flashback to the event which made you step away from your faith, and a flashback to your youth that shows your rebellious experimentation with illegal divinities. And um, we start with the flashback to the event that made me step away from my faith. And we see Piper, ragged, um, voice newly, recently destroyed, ankle still broken, like it's still pretty bad. And Piper shows up at a house. It actually looks like it might be the same house that we've seen in the past when we saw Piper as a child, like as a little child on the bike. Um, and it looks like uh, Piper's aunt is there, and Piper just drags herself into the living room, and Piper's aunt goes and just like starts tending to her, freaking out and everything. And the minute that she's presentable, there is a cry of joy, two cries of joy from down the hallway, as two very little voices cry out, "Mommy!" And Piper's daughters, one probably about 4, maybe 5 years old at this point, and the other uh, 8 or 9, um, run down the hall, and Piper bursts into just like ecstatic, happy tears to see them again. It's been a while, and it's been a harrowing time, and it sucks. But they're together, and it's good for a time. And, they're asking about what happened. Why does your voice sound like that? And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, Carlos. It's fine. I just sometimes you got to be strong to do whatever it takes to get back to the people you love, right? That's all right. It's all right." And time passes. There's a bit of a montage, and Piper doesn't go out and do deliveries. She's recovering, she says. Um, but about a month into her recovery, um, she walks into her bedroom to find her eldest daughter standing in front of the mirror wearing the jacket, the green jacket, the one she inherited from her mother. And she says, "Look, Mom, I look just like you. It's a little big, but look, this is like the coolest jacket in the world, right?" And Piper realizes these children were born to wear that jacket, and that is the worst possible thing she can imagine for her children. And she panics and she says, "Right now, you take off that jacket. That's my jacket. You give that to me right now. You, you give that to me." And her daughter's kind of startled and scared. Um, and Piper takes a jacket and she puts it on. She says, "Right, you're never to put the jacket on. It's mine. Don't you worry about it. I, you look great, honey. No, no, you look great, but don't. You understand? Don't." And she leaves the room and hears in the distance the bell of like a bicycle from out on the street. And she knows that sound, and her blood runs cold. She rushes out into the front yard, limps out into the front yard, and sees coming down the street on a very familiar red bicycle that she didn't buy, she hasn't seen in decades, but her other younger child biking down the street, wind in her hair. She looks like she was born to it. And she says, "Mama, I found a bike." And she says, "Great child, come back home. Come back home right now." And she, pulls her off the bike and hugs her and tries to be very, very happy, and then puts her inside. And she looks at the bike and says, "Don't you fucking touch them. I've already gave myself to you, but I've done everything that you fucking asked me for. Don't you fucking touch them." And she pulls a knife out and slashes both bikes' tires and takes it and walks down the street and throws it in a dumpster. And it rolls into the next scene. She's back on the road. She's had to put some distance between her and home, because the more time she spent there, the more it got its claws in them, right? And the more they knew her, the more they wanted to be her. What child doesn't want to be their parent to a certain extent when their parent's so cool, right? Piper's seeking out a cult of severance, something, a god of sundering, in an attempt, a desperate attempt to sunder whatever influence is found inside her, linking her or her to either her children or her children to the relentless rider. And nothing works. She goes into a back room, and there's a flash of light and screams, after what seems like an eternity, there are several gunshots, and then Piper comes back out of this back room, dragging the other ankle behind her with the rusty revolver that she has with her still smoking. And there is nothing to be done. No other worship king or god can sunder her from her children and her children from the thing they were born to. And with this like story in her mind, Piper goes out to seek out wherever Trinity went.
Um, I think Trinity walked nearby to like whatever, like it's probably just wandering through like the forest area. And let me check the safety sheet real quick before I tell you what she's doing. Great, we're good. Um, she has an X-Acto knife out, and you will just see her carving words into her own skin. Like it's like cunt and bitch and like self-derogatory terms. And the other thing you'll notice is she is not bleeding blood currently. It is green in color, and you can probably guess what it is just by seeing it.
Trinity?
Um, I don't think she responds, at least not audibly. You do hear the X-Acto knife click up when she hears your voice.
Sweetheart, you got to put the knife down.
I don't think I will. And Trinity will turn to face you, and you'll see she has decorated her body quite extensively in the short time she's been gone. Since I only know how to hurt people, I figured I'd practice some more.
Child, nobody needs practice for that sort of thing. It comes to us all naturally. You and your sister got a pretty deep connection.
Had.
Nothing breaks that. It can be, don't get me wrong, it can be wounded. It never breaks. You have it, whether you want it or not. Love your sister. Yes? No? Out with it, come on.
Yes.
Right. You see what your sister's out here sacrificing herself for, right?
I know what she's meaning to do, yeah?
Do you think she'd be happy to see that what you're out here doing?
I don't care.
Bullshit. You think that you don't care, but that's not true. You know it. And you know she wouldn't want you doing this to yourself. you want the truth, Trinity?
Sure.
You're both right. And you're both wrong. And none of it matters in the slightest. She's doing something to give you a better life. And in so doing, she's causing you a fuck ton of pain, right? Because a better life implies a life without her, right? And from your perspective, that's bullshit, right? And you can see that Piper's working through this and is starting to freaking, like, potentially crack and fray. But you're the recipient of some great sacrifice. And all it seems like is someone trying to hurt you by taking away a person you love. Right?
Yes.
So you're both right, and you're both wrong, and you're both fucked. Right? So it doesn't matter. Because you've still got each other. At least you're fucking here together right now. And you're not 158 miles away. Do me a favor. Go back to the fucking cave. And stay fucking safe tonight. I don't care if you talk to her. I don't even care if you're nice. Just be fucking safe tonight, right?
Um, you hear the exact knife like click closed. Um, but Trinity doesn't say anything and just starts walking back towards the cave.
And Piper stays. Piper stays out once you go into the cave for a minute and quietly kneels down and sobs for exactly 4.5 minutes uncontrollably, and then takes a deep breath and stands back up and goes into the cave and says, right, no one's leaving this fucking cave. I've got an errand to run. And I leave and I walk 48 minutes west to a payphone. The Relentless Rider does not like electronic communication at all. It's got to be normal. And so Piper has to be alone as possible to use this payphone. But she gets to the payphone. She takes some coins out. She dials a number. And her aunt picks up the phone. And Piper says, it's me. And her aunt says, I've already put them to bed. I know. How are they doing? They miss you. Of course, what do you think? I can't do anything else. You could. You could. I can't. You know I can't. You've never really explained it to me well enough. Not to my satisfaction, but hey, your your mother was the same way. Tell them I love them. Tell them your fucking self. And her aunt hangs up on her. And Piper hangs up the phone and walks 48 minutes back to the cave and sits down. Right, it's lights out. It's time for bed, girls. It's time for bed now.
And I think that's where we're gonna end the journey scene with the triggering of the journey move. Um, you can clear some of your conditions, but I'm gonna give you some conditions in return because goddamn, you're
Asp.
having you're having perfectly normal feelings about things, aren't you all?
To be fair, normal for Trinity is quite skewed.
Yeah.
Everything's awesome.
Hmm.
Uh, I think the only one that makes sense for Zeph to clear is an imperfect wife because she just went on a whole tirade about sacrificing herself for her family.
Hmm. Okay.
Oddly enough, it feels like I can clear naughty little girl because
Hmm.
I was punishing myself for being a little shit.
Hmm.
But not only that, but you were also obedient
Hmm.
at the end.
Damn. Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, both of mine don't necessarily like either one. I kind of don't want to. I kind of still want to be marked by the stag. I kind of am waiting for the stag to show up for round two and
Hmm.
be like, "Listen, you're the best I've ever had." You know, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Can I
just
have
have
Underwatch by the HOA
yeah,
taken away?
yeah. All right. Conditions being given out. Trinity. The family disappointment.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh Piper. Motherhood.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Zeph. Family bonding.
Family bondage. I mean, family bondage. I mean, family bondage. I
I
mean,
mean,
Mhm. we're having normal feelings about our family.
in
always.
in addition to that,
Hmm.
um, because we are at the decrepit waypoint,
Yes.
one other PC can give one of their conditions to Piper to carry.
Hmm.
I mean,
So
familial bonding or the family disappointment would go crazy for Piper.
I like. I kind of think that the family disappointment is best, but tactically speaking, like I think it would be better to not have you have two conditions while Trinity only has one, or has zero. So
I don't-
like,
I'll be real, like mechanically speaking, I would love to have no conditions, but narratively speaking, I don't think it makes sense for Trinity to lose that.
Hmm.
I mean, I think that's fair.
I think it does track to dump familial bonding on Piper because that's almost exactly what just happened. Like they just became a
It's
found
what we all
family.
just did.
Yeah.
Let me pitch this to you though. What if you gave me ignoring him so that dear husband loses your scent for a little while?
Oh,
Mm.
that's interesting.
Like
Trying to figure
dangerous
out how that would work.
self-sacrifice is what Piper does.
Okay, I think the way that that would work, like fictionally, would be like the relentless writer seeing what's happening and
Hmm.
uh maybe like,
Give me your wedding ring.
ooh, good idea.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I feel like the Relentless Rider is like seeing this happen and being like, okay, so you want to do this, you want to have a family, you want to use technology to communicate with people. You can have a family. You can have this one.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, poor Piper. She's fucked.
Yeah, yeah, badly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yay.
I
All
love
right.
how going to my special secret hideout has absolutely fucked me.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Really good. I love it.
All right. And we do need a clue.
Let's see. Well, we are going to
Sleepless Warden.
the Sleepless Warden. So, did we ever figure out like what the where the package is going?
Uh,
Oh,
yeah. Piper has a package to a historian and Welkin's Vigil, as well as a package for Trinity.
Oh,
I that's right. The package that was waiting for me is for Trinity.
Hmm.
I have not yet given it to Trinity. I will not give it to Trinity this evening. I'm holding Chekhov's package for Trinity.
Okay.
why are you holding his package?
Um,
I'm waiting for it to go off in the third act.
uh, yeah, because the package is from dear, dear husband.
Fuck me.
Oh,
Oh,
So that's why ignoring him is the mechanically a switch over.
oh yeah, that's
that
good.
too.
Okay,
Uh,
so Sleepless Warden. I feel like Relentless Rider has like a World War II postal worker like on the front lines type of vibe to it, at least the way that you're
Mhm.
playing it. So I feel like it makes like a lot of sense for there to maybe like be old documents somewhere in the way station that have that like just talk about the sleep sword and like it doesn't have any sort of weaknesses or anything like that, but it just kind of gives more generic information.
yeah.
Uh, we don't need to decide that information right now. We can figure that out when we answer a
Maybe it's
question.
Mhm.
maybe it's something from like the glory days of that. Um, like it is
Like a
an
newspaper
old
clipping.
Yeah,
document. Yeah.
yeah. I just wrote it as old documents that the relentless rider has on the sleepless warden, just so because that part is key.
Yeah.
What makes it a clue? But you can find that later. God. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's let's go to. Sorry, I have the wrong page open. Where's Sleepless Warden? Okay. Wilkins Vigil. It's a quiet town with rolling hills, just a perpetual, just like sort of sleepy vibe most days. Every so often, like there's a nice little cloud cover that blows on in from the sea. Uh, the center of like town square has like a small mound with the traffic roundabout, quaint cobblestone sidewalks, and a few touristy shops. Orange traffic cones surround a massive stone plinth that lies toppled halfway across the road with no battle saint in sight. Uh, Chunks of dirt and pavement are churned and scattered in a path leading away to the hills proper outside of town. historic features all over the place, the original cobblestones. Like this is very, very nice place. But I paint the scene for everyone. At a glance, the locals appear to be working around this obstacle without much difficulty. How can they tell how can you tell that they are actually quite agitated but doing their best to avoid showing it?
Can you put that in the chat, please? I was
Yeah.
helping a friend go through something.
Yep.
Wait, what's the obstacle?
Uh the sort of toppled over plinth that the battle saint used to be like standing upon.
Got it. So it's like in the road,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay,
road.
okay, okay, okay. I think that when people are kind of walking around or over it, they pretty like clearly intentionally like kick dirt on it or like just very make very wide like turns around it, far wider than they need to. Like there's a lot of room that they can move around this thing, and they are choosing actively to be as far from it as possible when maneuvering around it.
I think everyone's vibe in general is if you've ever seen someone right before a fight, where their jaw is clenched or their fists are clenched, everyone's kind of got that vibe going on that whenever they get anywhere near the fallen plinth.
They're trying to make light of it. There's actually even um like at a local pub that is actually named after the battle saint. Like they're they're it's half drinks half off until it comes back. They're trying to make a joke out of it,
Mhm.
but it's kind of a the vibe is definitely like that kind of white knuckled, like we're hanging on to our fun joke about this for dear life.
But sort of being near like the sort of center of town, like you could see like various buildings and whatnot. Even like coming into town, you did notice like some like windmills off in the distance, but didn't really get a closer look at them proper. There is a street called Founders Row that you could go down here. Um, as well as like a refurbished like old guard tower and whatnot. And as sort of just on the outskirts of town, a small domed temple. So there's lots of things to see and do around here.
think I think that it's probably the ride over has been pretty quiet between the
Mhm.
three of them. I think as they, kind of stop, Zeph goes to get off of the motorcycle, and as she does, she kind of looks at Trinity with a really like pained, sad look. Uh, and then I think just kind of starts wordlessly walking toward the temple.
Mhm.
Piper's got to deliver that package to the historical society.
Mhm. Peter Mullock specifically.
Yes.
Remind me what were the other things we can see immediately?
Uh, basically, there is uh, God, there is the temple. There is uh, Piper is heading to Founders Row, which has like some historical buildings and whatnot, and where Peter Bulk is. There is an old guard tower, um, as well as like there being out in the hills, that presumably maybe where the Sleepless Warden may have wandered off to, because like there is like a little bit of a dirt trail towards that direction, of and plus windmills. So,
Trinity's feeling pretty self-destructive and also prefers nature over urban environments.
mhm,
So I guess we're gonna go follow the dirt path.
mhm. Okay, okay. But Founders Row is sort of a residential district. The low-tiered roofs and heavy oak beams are balanced masterfully with stonework and small stained glass windows. Thick hedges and sturdy saplings form wind barriers around each private gardens. A winding, picturesque street of historic houses, each bearing a placard at street level, notes the year it was built and the adjudicator or military leader who first lived there. Only the road has been modernized, which uses asphalt instead of the jarring cobblestones of the town square. Despite the appearance of comfort and antiquity here, what poorly concealed elements of these homes show that the owners have invested heavily in security measures.
I mean, there's surveillance cameras kind of everywhere. It's almost comical. Um, like yeah, there's closed caption TV or closed circuit TV like cameras everywhere.
I think any place that has like uh, a register environment is behind bulletproof glass. I don't know if anyone's had the pleasure of being in a sketchy ass town, but even subways will have bulletproof glass.
Think that there are sort of I imagine like a lot of the houses kind of look like log cabins, things that have been hand built.
Mhm.
And I think that on the outside, you don't really see anything weird about them, but there is one that is condemned and abandoned. You can see to the inside of it. And on the inside of it, there are several sets of prayer markings to several different gods, just to kind of hedge their bets.
Big Benny from the Mummy Vibes, just wearing every single religious icon.
Yeah, effectively. But you do find the address of Moloch, who, because like I mentioned, today is just like a weekend and whatnot. Moloch does answer the door. Uh, Peter Moloch, tweed jacket with elbow patches, beady eyes behind green tinted spectacles, often chewing on an antique church warden pipe. Sickly pale, as though he doesn't understand the concept of sunlight. Uh, what can I uh, do it to help you with.
Right, Peter Mullock.
Mhm. Yep.
Right, sir, I have a package for you.
Oh, good. Uh, oh, you must be with the relentless rider.
Right, sir, I was charged to deliver this to you. I'm
Mhm.
actually also new in town. I wouldn't mind if, you tell me a little bit. You probably heard me driving through the streets and everything on my way.
Yeah, so do be careful where you drive on the certain routes. Well, they don't particularly like care for vehicles spawn, well, historical interests.
Right, right. And I noticed I have driven through here once before, but it seems that there's a kind of a big detour.
Hmm.
Recently that something happened. Do you mind
Hmm.
what's going on there, sir?
Hmm. Uh, well, well, the sort of battle saint has been re-enlisted, as it were. Choose a bit more of a
Relisted?
nice pipe.
Like on purpose?
Uh,
Why,
but these days it's very trying times, that people can't are unsure of what their neighbors might be doing behind closed doors, unsanctified religious practices.
right.
But
How susceptible does this guy look to if I were to try if I were to try to seduce this guy, how susceptible does he look? Is he like obviously married? Is he like, or is he the kind of guy that because he doesn't see the sun very much, an opportunity like that does not really
well, this
present
would be
itself very often?
well, it depends on what you want. Do you want a clue to just, or do you want to like just fuck him? That's the
I
question.
I want a clue. I want to like potentially. I get the vibe that he might need a more like I don't know he wants someone to he can talk down to or like try and
Hmm.
explain something and I might like try and act a little bit clueless and then maybe ask to come in for a drink
Hmm.
like if because before I get back on the road and everything and I'll see if oh no there's all this all this uncertainty and potentially going to war. What a scary time. Oh, and maybe give him an opportunity to reassure me that I can turn into and then I could like search his house or something, or try and get clues out of him. I don't know.
Okay, so it sounds like you're making the veiled move to try to get inside his home.
Yeah, that seems about right.
What are you afraid might happen if you lose your nerve?
Um, he the way that he said re-enlisted, the way that he acted like he knew what was going on makes me worried that he's like connected and I'm worried about tipping him off and him calling like other people who are connected to this and being like, "Hey, be on the lookout for the chick with the motorcycle."
Yeah.
I of course have chosen the approach that I think is the only one I don't have a +1 in. This does seem kind of like presence, huh?
Yeah, it does. It's as though you are trying to charm someone.
What do I have on me that's very charming? Um, Oh, you know what? I think I'm around my neck. So the field glasses, I believe, is a fancy term for binoculars, right?
Yeah.
I think that maybe I've got them like either like around my neck or they're in a
Hmm.
separate like holder, and like maybe that catches his eye to be like, oh, you've got like an antique piece of like
Hmm.
old military hardware from the last war. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're just binoculars, but maybe I can mark that for advantage.
Hmm. Yep.
All right, 3d6 plus 0. That's 9.
A 9. I think probably it's just like, uh, well, I suppose you could come and just we're having a little bit of a fervent discussion about the sort of recent uh, uh, behavior about the Vulcan Historical Interest Preservation Society. Um, and well, frankly, well, yes, just to know exactly what the sort of rules and expectations are around here. And I think your complication isn't going to be coming in from this guy, but rather you hear alarmed shouts off in the distance as you head
As like
into.
the door closes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I try to make it so that I don't let the concern show on my face as I say, "Right, sir, right. Hate to ever do anything improper while I'm in town." And I
Mhm.
give him a wink.
Yes. And we're going to cut away to Zeph. The Chapel of the Fog Mantle, a small domed temple, a forest of flagpoles in the courtyard, colorful kites and prayer flags flutter in the wind. A faded but still beautiful mural wraps around the outer stone wall, notably a mixture of licensed deities and more obscure gods from the coastal territory seen represented. I paint the scene for everyone. What local variations of sky deities are represented here? What aspects of modern life does the chapel denounce? What tenets of these sky gods does the temple proclaim instead? I will copy and paste that because it's just like, what if we made the most complicated paint the scene question here?
I am a fan of three question paint the scenes.
Mhm.
A notable long ass paint the scene question enjoyer over here.
Yeah, what if what if it's more than one question? What if it was three?
Exactly. Ask the questions. Stop having them be in your head. Uh, I think that there are pictures, like engravings in one of the walls. Like there's a mosaic actually of a uh, looks like sort of a like a bomber jet, um, with uh, like it clearly has, fingers extending from the wings, and the tail fins on the plane itself that feel like that. They're made out of they're clearly like giant feet, and the head of the plane is a massive like screaming human face. Um, and the it is dropping a bomb onto a like a power plant effectively, and the sort of engraving beneath it uh, says, "Reject the falsehoods that they have forced upon you."
All right, I got one. I think one of them resembles the all-seeing eye from like uh fuck, why did I just blank on the actual religion?
Masons?
Masons, thank you.
That or it's like shows up in on US Bunny.
I think this one's less pyramid themed and more an eye within a circle kind of vibe. And I think when it manifests, it does appear as an eyeball over the moon. And I think the one of the things the chapel denounces in its honor is public displays of affection. Um, Propriety and decency are the ways forward to get the blessing of that watcher.
I think in keeping with that, there is an aspect of a like cloud god as well, um, that like helps in like keeping certain things hidden. Right? It blocks out the sun. It blocks out the sight of things. It's just like there are some things that should be kept hidden and everything like that. And it like it is over this power plant and everything. And so like it's like it doesn't say it explicitly, but like in the picture that you can see and everything, like there's like phone lines and everything that are just kind of being destroyed, like almost everywhere in the background. Kind of the way that like the symbolism of that is like of like a broken pillar in any of the like Renaissance paintings that you see referencing the Old Testament. Like that broken pillar is an important symbol. You see that, but it's broken power lines and everything everywhere. And like someone in the frame is also like standing on like a rotary phone. And so like they're just like no phone calls. No phone calls. Like there are things that should be kept hidden and not and phone calls is one of them.
We're all so fucked with these rules, by the way.
Interesting. Uh y'all said fuck having this town be easy. We're gonna have talking guns. We're gonna have uh rejection of contradictory information, uh no public displays of affection, and no phones.
But like there is a proper place. Like it has to be shaded. They're not saying no affection, just not in public. It has to be hidden from the sight of people, which means they're getting freaky behind closed doors.
Yeah. Anyways, I've already taken a reaction, and boy howdy, stuff is gonna get worse. Because I've already introduced public indecency off screen. Zeph, there is people flying kites. Uh, there is this person that with like this goopy grin and colorful vests and gloves, uh, nimble hands that are like like tangling like kites to sell to like various like children and whatnot. Uh, Sort of like dramatically sort of like telling tales of like these gods and whatnot about how the kites represent faith within the storm and what have you. They just like uh just like or just like looking to like for like new people to like get kites to. But what do you do?
Uh, yeah, I think that she kind of smiles at seeing the kids have fun.
Mm-hmm.
She is at heart a caretaker, regardless of how well or not, or otherwise
Mhm.
she does at it, uh, which is likely one of the reasons why she got picked to be the wife. Um, because she is willing to sacrifice everything for her family and the people that she cares for. Uh, and I think that she's just enjoying watching them like have a happy, fun time,
Mhm.
even though, and maybe even especially while all of this turmoil is happening. I think it just kind of brings her uh, like a lot of peace. Is there anyone else around?
Uh, there's a few other people around. There are
Are any of
us.
these kids' parents around?
Yes, there are like
Okay,
parents who are not flying kites, but watching like their kids fly the kites, just like keeping watch. You can tell like a few of these people they do like have like holsters on visually
naturally.
like, carrying the guns have eyes they are watching you.
That's fucking sick, actually. Uh, I think that Zeph will approach like a set parent. Just be like, which one's yours?
uh like introductions are in order. Like you just why are you asking about my kids?
Oh, well,
Mm,
I was trying to break the ice.
mm, mm. Yeah,
I just like seeing that, the youth is happy and cared for.
mm, that's all right. How is Zep dressed?
I think she's still in her housewife clothes, but they're
Mm.
clearly like a little bit dirty now. Like there's spilled stew on them, probably some dirt. It probably honestly looks like she is just like another mom in the town who
Mhm.
has been cleaning up after rowdy kids,
Yeah,
which isn't
yeah,
entirely untrue.
yeah. I think with that they do relax a little bit, like seeing like it's just like probably like with like how things have been going, it's just been like stress. So I think like they start to like gossip a little bit with you about like how things are going. Still very protective of their kids. Like it's just like a little bit of a complaint about how like thankfully recently like the Whips Society got a new chair member because the old one kept on giving citations for our kids using chalk on the cobblestones. It was frankly ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds like a drastic overreaction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, as long as they're not drawing prayer marks or anything, who's it gonna hurt?
Absolutely nothing. Kids were just drawing little scenes about what they learned at the temple, that keeping within the god's favor. I just it doesn't make sense. Abuse of society privileges. So that's what we were saying. And so I would like the information move with presence.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I gave Piper the wedding ring, so I'm gonna take that out of my personal quarters.
yes, it will be marked still.
Yeah, but you can have my marked wedding ring, I bet. Uh, yeah, ooh, I think that she'll kind of pull out the bottle of green ambrosia and be
Mhm.
like, "Well, you want a little something to take the edge off?"
Oh, thank you. And
Just a little drink in between friends.
just a little drink. It's fine. Market,
It's the social drug.
it's the social drug, and roll with advantage.
Stick. Oh fuck, 12.
12. I will just mark this as a conspiracy clue for now because we're running a little short on time. But I will give you your regular clue. I think I think as like you're watching the children, the, there is like sort of like old like military like stuff like in like the sort of like landscapes going all the way down to like the shoreline, because it is by the sea and it is the nice vacation spot. But children are playing spies and sentinels, some watching from an old artillery parapet while others try to sneak past them from below. Uh, so yeah, maybe children's games have effect of what happens in adults' games, as it were. But before we go to end of session procedures, I have a few more scenes to frame up because, well, there's some stuff going on in the background. Out far, far away from here, practically in the middle of nowhere, there is a figure that is wandering about, emanating fog, giant, full of limber and detritus, holding a lantern, guiding away. And we see this sort of scene as it is being stalked, it is being watched. And eventually, a few people come out from the edges of the woods, hoods over their faces, dressed in memorabilia, looking as though they have been traveling in the woods. They say prayers of like, we're lost. Could you show us the way? Could you show us the way? And God lowers the lantern before someone, presumably hidden, hiding away on their person, takes out a bucket of water and douses the flame. The Bower companion has been taken as an asset for the conspiracy.
Scarios.
Because we're so good at this game.
We're so good.
It's great.
I mean, not us forgetting that we have a job to do. That couldn't be us. This group in particular, the one that took 400 sessions at the between.
Listen, Zeph is trying.
Uh,
The faith
We've
sheet
got
makes
more
it
important
very
things to
hard,
do,
and it's
like our
really good.
feelings.
yeah.
The faith sheet is so fucking good. It really like. Ugh, I'll save it for stars and wishes.
Yeah. What Piper ignored, the scream that happened in town, is the stag wandering into town, sniffing the air. People scream because like there is this big saint who is against their values as it's entirely naked, dick hanging out in the wind.
And it's substantial.
It's substantial. Because like you're meant to like hide that information. You're not meant to see that sort of type of things, so like covering up their eyes, potentially a few of them getting gouged in more ways than one. Uh, for because the stag emanates sort of this heat, pheromone, and just some people are not very strong of willed. And for those who do resist, well, it is a love saint. And well, it is a violent one at that. So, yeah, that's a problem for next time. End of session procedure. We collect rewards since we has resolved an assignment, so not everything
Woohoo!
is all bad.
We finally finished the first assignment that was on the board.
Yay! Of the rewards, a fragment of rise beneath the loam, content to slumber in a jar of dirt for now, added to your altar. An old but serviceable birch and bone hunting rifle and half box of ammo, added to your altar. An antique oil lantern that emits only shadow, which appears as a soft blue light to the one who carries it, added to your altar. A useful tool abandoned by the skeletons. Describe it and add to your altar, or memento from the investigation. Ask another custodian what it is, and then add it to your altar.
I like all of these, so if anyone wants dibs on anything, I'm happy
I
with whatever gets left.
I low key want the useful tool abandoned by the skeletons.
Yeah,
Uh,
you.
uh, yeah, it's going to be a butcher's cleaver that they use to prepare their unusual food.
Wow. Um, hmm. I think I'll take, if you don't mind, I'll take the hunting rifle.
Oh yeah? Then I will get the lantern.
We answer end of session questions. You did resolve an assignment. Uh, did you engage with a god, angel, or some other divine manifestation? Surprisingly, no.
Yeah.
Very mundane things.
Although, does the package showing up mysteriously count, maybe?
No, because he did not open the package.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's something very nice from dear husband, Trinity. Just a lovely little gift.
Mhm.
Well, I think Trinity engaged with a god angel or divine manifestation. She literally grew Writhes Beneath the Loam out of her fucking skin and then tried to force feed it to Zeph.
That's
Okay.
Which
true.
I
I
guess
did do
means that
that.
I also.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's-
fair.
I broke them up, and I stopped. I mean, I
No.
stopped you from cutting your. Okay. Come on, if I can get four, I can get another advancement.
Yeah, you really tried, honey. You tried hard.
Okay. You were.
I don't know. That stew was divine.
It was pretty good.
Fuck
Good
off.
soup.
Fuck off.
Honey.
Trinity, you were vulnerable with someone and you did struggle with your personal faith. Did you
Sure
make a
did.
sacrifice to feed the crops?
I don't think it was intentional enough when she was bleeding in the woods to
Yeah.
count for it.
Yeah.
She was not doing that as a sacrifice to the crops. That was a very different thing.
Mhm. Piper, you were vulnerable with someone. You did go out of your way to connect with the local community. Uh, Zeph, you were vulnerable to someone. You struggled with your faith, and you did fulfill your desires despite your husband's wishes. Or just like, I'm fucking off. I'm not seeing him.
I don't want any, thank you very much. No soliciting.
We'll hold off on any more verse narration because we still have the Dusk Mother verse for a lot of you.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat later. But stars and wishes.
I can go first. As I was about to start gushing about, I really fucking love this faith sheet and the pressure that it puts on the custodians just by being in play. Um, because it's very hard to like do a lot of investigating as the wife. Uh, she excels in a lot of other areas, like especially driving the fiction forward and shaping the world, which is in and of itself very powerful and useful. It just doesn't really engage on a mechanical level the same way that other custodians do, which I think is really fun and really interesting. Because like it feels like we're still making progress, even though we're not getting as many clues, because we're learning so much about the world and how everything is interacting with one another. So we're able to have better and more context for those clues when we do use them. And I think that's a really interesting way that the playbook kind of interacts with the system and the mechanics. Um, and I also really love that kind of tug of war between do I investigate and kind of try and figure things out here, or do I, acquiesce and be subservient and take the moves that let me be a housewife to get clues? Like it's encouraged in the playbook to stick to the themes by saying you get more mechanical benefits. You get to get the clues as well as the context if you're willing to sacrifice parts of your character, which I think is a really, really cool way of doing things. Uh, like I just love how everything like interplays with this faith sheet and the rest of the game. It's incredibly well done. Um, for the session in particular, yeah, like I love how you're just like, oh man, this is fucking weird. You guys are just doing it without doing it. That fucking rules. Like, big ups to you for just letting us do that. Like, it makes a lot of sense in the fiction. And again, that's like a thing that wouldn't have come about without the wife and without the context that she provides. Uh, like, it's a very powerful playbook, but almost exclusively in fiction, like with the fiction and the story, which is so cool to me. Like, I think fictionally, the only other faith sheet that would rival the fictional power that the Dear Dear Husband faith sheet has is probably the Watcher in the Wings. Uh, and even then, I think it's close. Like, I think the Watcher in the Wings probably beats out DDH, but not by a lot, you know? Because for the Watcher in the Wings, it has mechanical weight to change the fiction, whereas for Dear Dear Husband, it is purely the fiction. But I think it's incredibly powerful in that way. Uh, for Kyle, I loved watching like Piper is effectively like the glue between the found family at this point. Uh, like mediating the conversations, doing like comforting Zeph while she's clearly freaking out and not in a headspace to be anything coherent or like reasonable, and just letting emotions fall out of her like she's a waterfall, and comforting her and like being understanding about it, but also clearly planning to talk with her after the fact about things, because like you don't need this heat right now, but you are going to get the smoke. uh I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited for that to come up. um For Aaron, I we did like a lot of really good fucking role play in this session. Like it was really fucking good. I love the angst. I loved seeing your like facial reactions to all the shit that Zeph was saying and be like, "Oh no, this is gonna be bad really quickly." Uh, yeah, and I'm really excited to like watch that continue to play out. I'm excited to have Zeph apologize and to see if Trinity apologizes. Uh, Unlikely, but it would be a cool character moment. I feel like she probably has a little bit more growing to do before she is ready to apologize and accept responsibility for her own actions. But I do think that it'll happen by the end, which is going to make it even worse when Trinity dies. Uh, because we all have um, what are they called? Verse of prophecy. We all have verses of prophecy, Mark. So we're all doomed, right? Uh, the better doom for Zeph is death, which is why she's constantly asking the people that she cares about to do that for her. Because she knows that otherwise she's not going to be her anymore. And that is something that she doesn't want to suffer through. Uh, and I think it's really cool to just see everyone's interpretations on dealing with that, like as their own characters, working in with that sort of belief and that feeling and that want and that need uh, for self actualization, no matter the cost. Uh, I think it's I don't know. Everyone's just fucking incredible. This has been, I think, the best Zippy campaign that I've been in to date. We're fucking killing it, to be honest. Like this is an all time. Uh, if people aren't watching this, they're fucking sleeping on it for real. Anyways, that's me.
I can go. Uh, so yeah, for chaotic, it was fun to watch, like, this is a weird start, but very fun to watch you sit back during our nightmare journey scene and just being like, I wonder what conditions I'm about to give all three of these jackasses. Because there's nothing good happening here. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Um, that was very funny to watch, like as the scenes were going on. Also, um I really enjoyed the pale weirdo that Piper was enacting with, whose name I've forgotten already because I'm just so great with names.
It's Trent's Crispy, Cribsy. Uh, uh, uh,
One of the names of all time.
yeah, this is not a guy I made up. This is one of the friends of the family.
I see. That like that. Yeah, I love a little weirdo. Um,
Mhm.
For Steph, I'm just gonna start back what Steph just started for me. That was some great role playing. You also, you also helped me just figure out my final prayer.
Mhm.
So now I'm extremely tempted to just steam run right to the final prayer, like ignoring the rest of the past verses, just to do the final prayer now, because it's good. It's gonna be real good, y'all. I don't want to like hype it too much, but
But
my final prayer is
I
gonna
want the
fun.
past. I want the lore.
But the final pair is gonna be so fucking good.
Mhm.
And
Um,
it'll be even better if it's drawn out. It's like edging. You're a trans
Mhm.
woman. You know about edging, surely.
Mhm. Yeah.
ahem.
Yeah.
um, yeah, for Kyle, I the Piper's realization of what was going on between those two sisters is more than just like the second Piper realized like, oh, this is not just family drama. No, this is relationship drama. Seeing Piper realize that was great. I've been waiting for it for a while. The payoff was perfect. Um, and yeah, I think it's very funny that Piper is like has her own family issues, but I think In contrast to what the Harrows deal with, I think Piper's issues probably seem a little more manageable, which to me what represent the phone call. Like, hey, I can actually call my family because I just witnessed a way more fucked up family, a supremely fucked up family. So I really enjoyed that. As for wishes, I am really, now that I have a really good idea for my final prayer, I am sort of kind of looking forward to it. It's so fucking good. It's so good. It's gonna fucking roll when it happens. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Um, I want to give stars to both uh, Steph and Aaron. Throughout the whole journey scene, like everyone, both of you made like the points that you were trying to make about how the each one of you had hurt the other one and kind of invalidated each other's like experiences so perfectly in a way that like not only was so emotionally intense, but like it drove home to Piper specifically like exactly how bad both sides of it were, which I think because someone said in the chat while like I was, Piper was explaining or exploring like, oh yeah, her whole big sacrifice is about making sure that her kids don't inherit this, and she's suddenly realizing, oh, all of this that, oh, I've sacrificed to save you and all that, like, it's not good. No one's actually happy with this. It doesn't solve the problem. No one's glad that it's happening, and everyone still is hurt. And both of you, like, the way that you both like explored those with each other was like so perfect to like frame that a moment for Piper to have like this realization. Um, Specifically also Trinity, um the fact that like you were like self-harming and that like there wasn't even blood and all of that stuff was just like it really really I don't know, it affected me really powerfully in a way that I thought was pretty incredible. And the fact that like Trinity knows, or when to make Trinity be kind of a brat and when to make Trinity relent. And like the way that you played that this session was just absolutely perfect. And for Zeph, like the intensity of the despair that Zeph feels and like portrays and everything um is so deeply real. Like, and it is touching and moving and powerful to me, that feeling of like I'm so mad that like I am doing this thing to try and save you, and you're fucking it up by refusing to be saved and putting yourself in danger still, and like what even is any of this for? I'm gonna die and I won't have even accomplished anything. Like that despair, that's so Silt versus, like that's so Silt versus. um and Chaotic, like all of your creepy little guys are wonderful. I love Peter the Pale Weirdo, who I might get to bang. I love Drench Crisby, uh and especially that moment where like I palmed the heron skull to him, and and you were just like, that's a good moment. I'm giving you something for this. Like this is going to count for something. This is good. Like I don't know. That made me feel like as a player, it's like, ooh, I've unlocked something, and it felt like, I don't know. It was a very cool moment, as well as like every time that you name a condition, the the names for the conditions that you come up with are so perfect. Like they slap so hard. You have a particular talent for that, and it's very good. My big wish is to have a kind of a personal showdown with dear husband, because I think that Piper's potentially going to do the exact thing that she's like, oh, actually, maybe this is bad, but I'm gonna keep sacrificing myself for others on purpose. So, uh, I'm really looking forward to that. And it being hopeless.
Mhm. Yeah. I, I, damn, I was like, during the session, I was just like, am I going to have a Keeper Zero session? Is this what's going to happen? Uh, but yeah, but damn, really, really good journey scene. Really good answer the question of just like it's not something I really have seen in play before because people like, oh, we have to be the ones that do it to resolve this assignment, but rather like having other things in your back pocket that you can use. I know in like one of the advancements is to gain a follower. So like there is like that sort of aspect where the game is encouraging to for you to use resources outside of yourselves. So like I'm very impressed like that has gone into my playbook that I wrote. In terms of like dear husband's mechanical effectiveness, it's a lot around like the veiled and revelation move because like there's aspects where like you can gain advantage on rolls or you can instead of doing the veiled or revelation move you could just call on your husband to fix problems but you guys hate him so much that you don't want to do that and I'm just like damn I love how the fiction like of just like it's like yeah it's easier to comply to be complicit in things and just allow the wife to take it because damn I just like themes are going hard and I'm loving it um especially like I'm just like God it will never be about you thematically really relevant to Zeph and I'm just like oh everything's working to, it's a dream I love it like uh there's there's a couple things I want to like change the wording of just like give more advice on how to handle it because like it is a very difficult playbook to run if you're not very familiar with the inspirations. Uh but damn also I just God I just love just like going into like town and just giving me like horrendous like rules. Like I already have a list of rules that you need to abide by already, and then you're just giving me more. And I'm just like, I don't have to do anything. You guys cause trouble enough for yourselves. I love it. I'm here along for the ride.
Trinity is Trinity's worst enemy.
Mhm.
Well, may tied with Dear Dear Husband.
Yeah, that is true. God, it's just so good. All right.
Hell yeah. Fucking rips.
Mhm.
Hell
We're
yeah.
sick with it.
You're just yeah, we
Fucking
just love
goaded with the sauce.
and I have more content warnings to put on the videos.
Yeah, it'll never stop.
Yeah, well,
I think except for the last session, I don't think I think was our like
mhm,
tamest. I
yeah,
put in quotes in terms of content warnings, not in
mhm,
terms of actual content.
yeah,
Well, in terms of adding new ones, the tamest
Yes,
one was definitely the first episode.
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Which like is kind of shocking, really. Like,
mhm, yeah,
wow.
yeah. That's the only reason people are sleeping on this series.
Yeah, I think people see CW incest and are like, oh boy, maybe not.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so good.
yeah.
This one should be entitled "The One Where Piper Says Fuck 800 Times."
Don't tempt me because I can and maybe will do that.
Really good.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
I think
This was
that's
so good. Thank
yeah.
you, everybody.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thanks for playing, gang. And thanks you, the viewer at home, for watching.
Fuck's sake.
Remember
That's
to
so
like